Having understood the basic fundamental of integrations, right? So let us take some questions and let's actually see how do you make use of that concept to integrate some waveforms. So I have taken various categories. In this case, I have taken only impulse functions. In this case, I have taken application of step functions. This case also application of step functions, and this case we have ramp functions, right? So let's see how do you actually handle these situations. See, so what I can do is, so this is what is the, like we'll be integrating this is a time axis. Let us highlight these points where these impulses are existing. This is -2. This is anywhere axis. This is 1. This is 2. Okay, let's take this is existing at 3, 4 and 5. So these are the corresponding point 3. This is 4 and this is 5. Okay, so these are the time instants where the impulses are present, and we have to integrate this waveform to generate this. Okay, now you can see this waveform amplitude is 0 just before -2. So just before -2, if I ask you what is its amplitudes, so this amplitude is area of this function from -b to this points. So obviously if the amplitude is 0, so everywhere this will be 0, right? So any point if you take, so if you find its area from the point towards -infinity, because the amplitude is 0, you will get it is 0 everywhere. So till -2 it is 0. Just after -2, if I ask you what are the amplitudes, so just after -2, your amplitude of this signal will be, like area of these functions just after -2. So just after -2, its area is 2. So here I'll get it is 2. So I'll continue with 2. And if I'm moving towards right more and more, I'll be again getting the same 2 unless until I don't acquire this impulse. So because if the area is 2 here, so if you again concentrate at t equal to 0, still the area is 2, because if you move like this, the net area from this point towards -2 is still 2 only. That's it. So I'll be continuing with 2 like this. Okay. Then when I'm coming to, just after 1, if I ask you what is the amplitude just after 1, then this amplitude is nothing but area of this function just after 1. So just after 1, the net area is 2 minus 3 is -1. When I say the area, it is the complete area from -2 to that one. You should not consider only this one. So the net area from -2 to 1 will be 2 minus 3 will be -1. So here at 1, so this function will jump into -1, amplitude with -1. So this is -1. I'll move with -1 amplitudes till what? Till the next impulse comes. So even if I'm moving more and more just before 2, so still there won't be any case, I'll be moving with -1. So if it is -1, then if I ask you what is the amplitude just after 2, what you'll get? So just after 2 means, you'll have this complete area. So the net area is 2 minus 3 is -1, -1 plus 4 is +3. So just after 2, you'll have the area +3. So we'll be moving with 3 till what? Till the next impulse comes. So this is 3. Then if I'm asking you what is the amplitude of this one just after 3, what is the amplitude of this one just after 3? So that will be 3 plus this one, 1, right? So 2 minus 3 is -1 plus 4 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. So here it will again jump. So this amplitude will be 4. I'll be moving with 4. Okay, then again if I ask you what is this amplitude just after 4, so you have to take this area. And this area means again one more impulse acquiring. So 4 plus 1, so that will be nothing but your 5. So this is up to this it is over. Then if I ask you what is the amplitude of this signal just after 5. So just after 5 means you have to find the complete area. So complete area means we are moving with 5 and now you are adding -1 into this. So 5 minus 1, this will be 4, right? And here if I ask you what is this amplitudes at t equals to 10, 20, 30, 40. So even if you move toward 10, 20, 30, 40 till infinity, still you are not getting any other impulse or any other finite amplitudes or any other finite area. So that's why this amplitude 4, so this will be continued like this till infinity forever. So this is what is the integrated waveform of this impulse functions. Once again to summarize this, what is it? So till -2 the net area is 0. So till -2 I am getting 0, right? So just after -2 if I ask you, just after -2 means before that next impulse, anywhere if I ask you what is the net area, so that is 2. So I got it 2. So once I am crossing this impulse, so just after 1, so the net area will be 2 minus 3 is -1. So I moved with -1. So I moved with -1 till the next impulse comes. Next impulse is coming as t equals to 2. So just after 2 before 3, okay? So -1 plus 4, that will be 3. So I'm moving with 3, then at t equal to 3, again I'm getting 1. So 3 plus 1, it is 4. You'll move with 4 just before 4. So again at 4, I'm getting another 1. So 4 plus 1 becomes 5. Then when I'm crossing 5, so we are moving with 5, I'm giving -1. So 5 minus 1 become 4. And there afterwards, wherever I move, the net area will be constantly on 4. So if somebody asks you why this amplitude is constantly 4 forever, then the answer is because the net area of these functions till infinity is nothing but equals to 4. Why this amplitude is 4 till infinity? Because the net area of these functions till infinity is 4. So this is what is the answer of these functions. Let us answer these questions. So if this is the time axis, okay, so again I am highlighting this -1, 0, and this is what is my 1. So this is my corresponding axis. So like the previous cases, so this amplitude is 0, just before -1. So if I ask you what is the amplitude, it is 0, because if I ask you what is the amplitude at any point before -1, so that is nothing but area of these functions from minus to that corresponding point. So because it is 0 everywhere, so you will get 0 everywhere. Alright. Now if I ask you what is the amplitudes at 0 for examples, so 0 for example if I ask you, so that is nothing but area of these functions till 0. Okay, so this width is 1 and this is 5. So this will be definitely equals to 5. So you get here this is 5. Then if I ask you what is its amplitudes at t equals to 1, then that is nothing but the area of these functions till 1. So that is the complete area. So complete area will be 5 is the height, width is 2. So it becomes 10. So here, so this will be approaching to 10. So if I join this in freehand, so this will look like this. And there afterwards, if I ask you what are the amplitudes, okay, so it will be constantly at 10 only. So this is constantly 10. Why? Because even if I ask you what is the amplitude at t equals to 10, so that answer will be at t equals to 10, what is the amplitude if I ask you? So the net area of this function till t equals to 10. So that is 10. Even if I ask you on 20, 30, 40, so you are going to get the area of this rectangle only, which is constantly 10. So if this is what the waveform, so this will be the waveform, that is nothing but the integration of this waveform. So this is what it should look like. I believe this is clear to you. And it makes sense why this is linearly increasing and why that is being flat. It is linearly increasing between -1 to 1. The reason being, so if I am moving from -1 to 1, so right, so if you see the area what I am acquiring is more and more. So as I said, the instantaneous amplitude of these functions is area of this function till that point. So if you concentrate the area till this point, whatever you will get, if you concentrate the area till this point, your area is more. And again if you concentrate till this, again the further the area is more and more. So if you are acquiring more and more, it makes sense, it should also increase more and more. And why it is becoming constant up to this 1? Because once I am crossing this 1, so I am not accumulating any more new area. So that's why it is being constant. Why it is constant till infinity? Because till infinity the net area of this function is 10. That's why it is constant. Now let us answer these functions. So these functions if we see, so the various time instants of interest are -2 and this is -1, this is 0, this is 1 and this is 2. Okay. So this is what is the various time instants of interest, because these are the points where some changes are happening in these functions. So I am targeting this area only, right? So like the previous cases, till -2 the area will be 0. So if I concentrate any points, if I ask what are the amplitudes, so that amplitude nothing but area of this point, area of this function till that corresponding points. So because this is also 0 for everywhere to the left of -2, so the net area of these functions at any point before -2 will be 0. So that's why you get 0 till -2. Then if I ask you, then what is going to happen? Now if you are crossing -2, if you are going from -2 towards -1, so we are acquiring the area, but the area what you will be getting, so that will be negative area because this amplitude is negative. So if I am concentrating, let's say at somewhere like -1.8, whatever the answer I will get, so if I concentrate at -1.5, I will get more negative amplitudes, because this area, let's say if I have concentrated, whatever this area, if I concentrating till this, the area will be more and more, right? So it makes sense, if I am starting with -2, if I am reaching to -1, so this variation will be something like this. And why I am getting something like this? Because if I am moving towards right more and more, I am getting more and more negative area. And if I ask you what is the area at -1, I mean what is the amplitude of this function at -1, that is nothing but the area of this function till -1. So area of this function till -1. So this height is -4 and this width is 1. So you get this amplitude is -4. So this amplitude is nothing but area of this function till minus 1. So this area is nothing but height is minus 4 and width is 1. So that is nothing but minus 4. You got minus 4 till this point. Then if I ask you what is amplitudes at 0. So what is amplitude at 0? Then that will be nothing but the net area of this function till t equal to 0. And I believe using your common sense you can tell the net area of this function till t equal to 0 will be 0, because this area and this area, they are equal in magnitudes but with opposite sign. So the net area till this point will be 0. So if I ask you what is the amplitude at t equal to 0, so that will be 0. Why it is 0? Because the net area of this function till t equal to 0 is 0. Right? Or even if you can calculate it. So this height t is 4 and this is 1. 4 into 1 is 4. 4 and minus 4 is 0. You got 0 here. And why there is a tilt? Why there is a tilt? There is a tilt because from this point onwards the function value become positive. So it will not again further downfall, because if you are adding, we have having already negative values. If you add positive number into it, so it will start improving, right? So that's it. Then again, if I ask you what is this function value at t equals to 1. So that is nothing but the net area of this function till t equals to 1. So net area of this function till 0 is already 0. So what is the amplitude of this function at t equals to 1 if I ask you? So that is nothing but only this much of area. Because if I consider this complete area, this there is being cancelled out. So only this area effectively come into picture. So that is nothing but your 4. So this amplitude is 4. So you have 4. And then if I ask you, okay, what is happening on 2? So if you see, so this area and this area again equal in magnitudes with opposite sign. So here onwards it was increasing, but now it will not increasing. So it will be start falling. And if I ask you what exactly the amplitude of this signal at 2, so that is the net area of this function till t equals to 2. So that is nothing but equal to 0. So you will get this is what the thing is. Okay. So if this is the functions, this is its integrated versions. Okay. I believe this is clear. And lastly, let us concentrate on this part. If I concentrate this part, so this is 0, this is 5. For your reference point, you take some point like 10, let's say 15, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it makes sense. This signal is integration of this I am telling, right? So this is a ramp variation till t equals to 5, and after 5 it is a constant, right? So if I ask you what is the amplitude of this functions at 5, so that is nothing but the area of this function till 5. So anyway, like this up to this it will be 0 only, again the same logic. Why? Because the amplitude of this signal is 0 forever. What is the amplitude of this before 0? So that the net area of this function till that point. So because it was 0 to left of it, it will be obviously 0. So if I ask you what is this amplitudes at 5? So that amplitude is area of this function till 5. So area of this function till 5 means this area only I am asking. What is this area? Area is half into base into height. So you get 50. You get 50. So this amplitude will be 50. So this amplitude 50. But do remember, we have already said integration of ramp function is parabolic functions. So this variation will not be constant. It will be a parabolic variation like this. Okay. And to have further, a very exact kind of curve if you are expecting, then you may, what you can do is you may take some more points. Let's say, you can take till 2. Okay. Till 2 you can calculate the area. You can plot it. Till 3 you can take it. If you take some 3-4 samples, you will get more points and you can join them. But anyway, the variation will be something like parabolics. And this amplitude I am saying this is 50 because the net area of this functions till 5 is 50. Then if I ask you what is the amplitude at t equals to 10. So at t equals to 10, what is the amplitude means the net area of this function till t equal to 10. So this area is nothing but, anyway we got this area is 50. So till 10. So this is the additional area. So the height is like 20 and the width is 5. So this area is nothing but 100. So here you get this is 150. Okay. And again if I ask you what is the amplitude at 15, what you will get in that case? So in that case you will be getting, so this additional area which is nothing but, again this is nothing but 100. So you get 250, right, somewhere here. And you may join them. So the curve may look something like this. Right, so there won't be any this thing, so it may look something like this. And if you extend till infinity, so what is this amplitude at infinity? If I ask you, it will be infinity. Because why its amplitude will be infinity at t equals infinity? Because the net area till infinity will be definitely equal to infinity, right? So if you break this function somewhere in between, so it may happen like the area will be constant there afterwards. But if you make this is constant forever like this, because the net area will be infinite till infinity. So this will be also shooting up to infinity. And you can see here, so as I am moving towards more and more towards right, its amplitude increasing, because the net area of these functions, if I am moving towards right and right, it is also increasing. Hope this is clear to you. And one more misconceptions I would like to give you here that many student thinks, that is, there is some property, differentiations of even function is odd and differentiations of odd function is even. This is what people say, and this is true. So because this is true, then some people assume integration of odd function is even and integration of even function is odd. But if somebody say like this, so this is may not be true always. So this is always true, agreed, but this is not necessarily to be true always. Integration of even is odd, right, and integration of odd is even, that need not be true always. So the point that you can verify here itself, so this is a even functions. But if I ask you what is this function, this is a neither even nor odd functions. But as per the property, then even function integration should be odd, which is not happening. This is a even functions and this is odd functions. So integration of even function is odd is happening in this case. Okay. So integration of even function is odd, it may or may not be true. So actually in what cases this will be true is, remember, if the net area of the function is 0, then this property will be coming into pictures. This will be true. If the net area will be 0, you will be satisfying this property. Otherwise, there might be a mismatch. So here, the net area of this function is 0. So the integration of even is odd. This property is satisfied. In this case, the net area of this function is not 0. So that's why you are getting a mismatch. You are not getting the integration of even function to be odd. And so this is what is the case is. Similarly, like if we take a odd function area in a symmetrical limit is generally 0, right? It's always 0. So in odd cases used to satisfy. So this property will be true always. But coming to even functions, if you take the net area, so that may or may not be 0. So whenever it is net area is 0, you will not have any doubts. This will definitely satisfy. Other case it won't be satisfying. Okay. So do remember. So this property will be always applicable. I can tell you here that integration of odd function is even. So this is always true. Always true. Why it is always true? Because the net area of an odd function, if you take, okay, it is always being 0. Why is that this is 0? Because x of t is equals to minus x of minus t. So this relation itself says that whatever is happening in the positive value of time, its opposite amplitude happening on its corresponding negative value of time. So effectively the net area, if you find for the odd functions, it will be 0. So this will be always 0. Okay. I mean, this will be, like always true. Integration of odd function is even. This will be always true. But integration of even functions will be odd. So this may or may not be. This may or may not be. So this will be true. This will be true if net area of even signal is 0. This will be true if net area of even signal is 0. Otherwise not. Okay. So do remember these concepts. I am going to give you now one more questions which is asked in GATE electronics, I think 2015 papers, and let's see what is the solution of this. I'll be happy if you can answer it. This is a GATE 16 electronics questions. Okay, the question is a waveform f of x is given and it is defined capital F of x is integration of fy with respect to y from -5 to x. So what is this f of x waveform? So these options are the waveform of capital F of x. So basically if you see these equations, okay, so like the way I used to write there, so I used to say y of t is integration of minus m to t x of tau d tau. So this equation represents integration of x of t. So similarly this equation represents integration of f of x. So the waveform f of x is given. So here it was representing integration of x of t, not x of tau. So here it is indicating integration of f of x. Okay, because this is x. So here it is t. So I was saying integration of x of t. Here it is x. So it is integration of f of x. So this f of x is nothing but integration of f of x from -5 to x, right, from -5 to x. Okay, so which of this will be answer? So logically we can tell the answer, because f of x is a odd functions. Why it is odd functions? Because this function satisfy f of x equals to minus f of minus x. you do the folding and multiply minus 1, it will again the same waveform. So this is the equation, it is the odd functions. Then it makes sense because it's odd functions. I told you integration of odd functions is always even functions, because the net area of odd function will be 0. So integration of odd functions will be always even functions. So okay, so it cannot be a integration of odd function cannot be odd function, it will be definitely even. So because this is what is my odd functions, then my answer will be even functions. Is it a even functions? No, it's an odd function. Why? If you do the folding and multiply minus 1, again the same waveform, this is odd function, so A is not the right answer. In the same logic, this is also odd functions. If you do folding multiply minus 1, so you'll have the same waveform. But is it a even function? Yes. Is it a even function? Yes. Both of them are even functions, so answer could be either C or D. But what is this correct answer, C or D? So there are two ways to eliminate one of them. One thing is that because this is a kind of RAM variations, it's a RAM variation, right? So if you move towards right from -5, so in the integrated waveforms you will have the parabolic variations, because the integration of RAM function is parabolic. So if you start from -5 towards rightwards, so you'll have parabolic variations. So in this case I don't have parabolic variations, so this is a wrong answer. So in this case I have parabolic variations, so this will be right answer. This is one way. Otherwise what you can do is, you can see here, if I am started moving from -5 onwards, so the net area what I will be getting, it will be definitely equals to negative. Because if I am acquiring, if I ask you what is the amplitude of its integrated signal, let's say at this particular value of x, so that will be nothing but the net area of this, So similarly, if I ask you what is the amplitude of this capital F of x at x equals to 0, so that is nothing but the net area of this function till x equal to 0. So this area will be your answer at f of 0. So this area is negative or positive? This area is definitely negative. So it makes sense at x equal to 0, amplitude of f of x should be definitely negative. So here we have the negative amplitudes. It is indicating that this is the amplitude is area of this function till x equal to 0. So but here it is saying at x equal to 0 it is positive. So this option is telling like the net area of this function till x equal to 0 is positive, which is contradicting. So this is not the right answer. So this is the right answer. So this is somewhat a logical questions. If some of you are good in the basics, directly can take the answer. No need to do a lot of algebra and all, right? So the answer is option C. Hope you like this concept of integrations. And not only here, if you are learning any other subjects, let it be networks, communications, controls, many analog circuits, many situations we make use of this, because most of the cases RLC element whenever you use, so they used to be in form of integration and differentiation, their input out relationship. So always we'll be doing integration and differentiations, and this will definitely helpful for you. And next, this is the video of integrations. Next I'll be telling you regarding the differentiations. So differentiation is easy compared to integrations, so that is very straightforward. But some of the interesting properties and how do you actually handle the waveforms, so that I'll be telling later. So this is what all about this integrations. Hope you like this video, and do put your comment in the comment box. And if you have any doubts about these lectures, or if you are expecting something more where you are not much comfortable, just write in the comment box. I'll be reading that and will be making video for you that, right? Thank you for watching this video.